Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's JannLee here. Um, can you hear me? We're just getting a Twitch set up. Let me know if you can hear me. Um, Getting the dashboard set up now. Okay, looks like we're live. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we're here to have a friendly playoff with Chickencrossroad. A few weeks ago, if you tune in before to my channel or to chess.com, you may have seen that we had a Crazyhouse Championship, um, and we placed equal first. We are co-champions officially. This is an unofficial friendly playoff match between the two of us. Um, so yeah, good luck to Chickencrossroad. Really appreciate his willingness to participate. We're going to play about 30 matches all up in this playoff. We're going to mix up the time controls. We're going to play 10 games of 3 plus 0, that's 3 minutes plus 0 increment, and 10 games of 1 plus 1, and 10 games of 1 plus 0, if we can fit that in. So we're going through a line that I played a lot during the event. This is a queen sacrifice line, which is not really necessarily theory. It is more a way I like to play. I think it's got practical chances. It's very theoretical. I nearly expect Chickencrossroad to come quite well prepared in this line. So yeah, let's have a look at this. Knight at e7, already getting a little bit sharp here. So I've got to think carefully if King h8 or King h7 is appropriate. If King h8, this is Queen f3, Bishop f3. Hang on a second while I'm here. I just need to fix up the title of the stream. Okay. Thought I'd fix this up, but it hadn't gone through before. Let's hope that updates. Okay, anyway, I was saying, King h8 might run a Queen f3 takes, Knight at g6, King up, takes f3. So King h8 takes, Knight g6 takes, King h7 takes, Pawn at g6 looks risky. Yeah, I am going to go to h8 though. I'm expecting Queen f3 to come here. The trouble was if King h7, you can just say Queen f3, Bishop takes f3, and Queen at f5 anyway, and then he's grabbing Bishop on f3. Expecting Queen f3 takes, Knight at g6 check, King h7 takes the rook, takes, Queen at f5. Some kind of block on g6. If he takes f3, I'll have knights in hand. I'll be able to start attacking. Let's see how this goes. I think f takes g6 is lost because the g6 square is too weak. So I'm expecting takes. If bishop at f5, I can play knight at g6. It looks dicey, but I think I'd have just enough defensive resource here. Queen at f5. Now here's interesting. If wow, to blocked on g6. If knight at g6, it takes. Might even be a funny kind of position where even blocking with the queen is most accurate. But I don't think it works because after knight g6, knight at e2, king h1, bishop g2, king h1, his knight's covering both the entry squares for the knight. I do have to cover with the knight. Now even so, knight g6 may be playable here. Yeah. Okay. Now it's very sharp. I have to either take this or play bishop g2. The order is important because the extra pawn in hand could make all the difference. I'm going to take this way. I'm going to give him one less bishop in hand, but we'll see if he comes up with enough resource here. We've both got 20 seconds. This is pretty tight. We've got to see it fast. Ooh. Rook at h7 looks dangerous. Rook h8 is going to mate me. No, he found a nice way in. I think I blew it a little bit. Nice finish. So Chicken takes the first match. Maybe against bishop at g8, rook takes g8 is most accurate. Okay, so we're away. Okay, I can see Samuel Haupt in the channel. Heiser Jack, the Ghost of Banquo. Welcome, guys. So a perk setup, or sort of King's Indian, one or the other, from Chickencrossroad. Here, black has a space advantage. I'm just trying to lock down on h6. And yeah, basically made it hard for black to make a push onto the 5th rank. So white has nothing direct here, of course. There's no pieces in hand, but it's just about maintaining a space advantage. Heiser Jack says, got to lose the first game if you want to win the match, all according to plan. Wow, we've got 80 viewers straight away on Twitch. Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for the support. First stream on Twitch today. I've actually had the name reserved for most of this year, but YouTube has been the place I've been at. I thought, yeah, before the new year comes in, let's get on to Twitch. The YouTube channel's been pretty well established now. I made a benchmark the other day. I passed 1 million minutes of view time, not 1 million views, 1 million minutes. So I think I got there in about 65,000 views or so. Seems I pick up about 15 minutes of view time per view on average. A couple of stats there for those that like the numbers. Okay, this position is about to open up, but I want it to open up on my terms. If DE, importantly, I'm going to take with the bishop first. The reason for that is after knight takes, he won't have a knight in hand. If I capture the other way, he'll have a knight to put on c4. He'll then fork the queen and the bishop, and then he'll capture this bishop, which will prevent me from coming in on h6. So I'm going this way. Now, with this, I'm prepared to lose a little bit of material to try to come in on these dark squares. I'm not going to recapture with the queen because of knight at e2 check. Capture this way. Now, yeah, pawn at g7 is just logical, and then knight e5 possible. I'll play knight at e5. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it here. So I can play pawn at e5 or pawn at f7. I will go with pawn at b5. The bishop and the knight are both useful pieces for starting to launch some initiative, whether it's knight at e4 or something on h2. At the moment, I've pretty much sacked 2 pieces for 2 pawns, but that king is in a dicey position, so it's good to recover some material if I can. Now we're looking at how to progress from here. I could take this bishop, but I want to weaken the dark squares further. Knight b6. So now a pawn would mate him. Let's see if there's any kind of sharp finish with taking on d6. I think the most sensible thing here is to play c5. That just threatens c takes. But this is pretty tough now. Bishop at d6 and bishop at f6, both threatening mate. Queen's opened up this line, so you can't make a retreat square. Yeah, that's too hard to hold. Okay, we're at 1-1. Okay, e4. So I'm going to mix up the openings a little bit. Let's not go too far down the e4, e5 lines. I've been playing this funny setup e6, knight e7, which is just a bit passive, but a little bit less known, less explored than some other openings. The idea is just to get a typical kind of French setup. Knight often comes out to f5. So yeah, this is already a bit unfamiliar to me, this position. So those of you that have tuned into the channel before know that that's how I like to play. Just get both players into unknown territory, and then we just play a good Crazyhouse. That's how it goes. Yeah, I may even just play a6, which is conservative. Let's see how we want to open this, because we can take on e4 as well. No, we'll take on e4, get knight f5 in, threatening d4. Now, f6 is a funny move where sometimes f7 is a weakness, sometimes it's not. In this case, f6 probably helps me in the future if I can get the king castled. His knights can't really get into g5 too quickly, or he doesn't have sufficient material to push that way. So I'm just going to develop here. And now if I castle, you could be trying to looking for ways to open up the position. There could be some kind of h4 push. Maybe even queen d5 was good before. Would even be reasonable now. No, the bishop's hitting c7. I'll just castle. We'll see if we castle into the storm. So pawn at g4 played. Knight d6. Yeah, I've got to be careful that I don't let the position open up too quickly. Okay. Alright. Been informed this is also going live on Chess TV, so viewers there, hello. Okay, I've loaded up that screen as well. So.
Coding is magic. You write an incantation.
I just needed to mute a different stream. Okay, this is interesting now. So bishop c4 checks open. My king's a little bit open now, so I'm not too concerned about losing this bishop. I've got queen f8. Bishop c4 it needs to be respected. Yeah, no, running too short on time now. I'm way too much time on that move. 20 seconds. Okay, I'll do my best to have a couple of chat windows open with some live chat. I'll try to keep up with both Chess TV and Twitch. But let's focus on this game at hand for the moment. I've just sidestepped the bishop c4 check for a moment here. If I played bishop f8, bishop c4, d5 was no good. Alright, getting sharp. I'm expecting queen d2. Oh, h4 looks really dicey. Alright, bishop at g7 now becoming dangerous. I've got knight at c2 checked though. So yeah, it's all about the clock really. There we go. Can't go straight to h5 because rook at h6 will mate. I've got to try to make him play rook at g7 first, and then I've got to try to find the win quickly. Let's go. Oh, happy to take that one. Yeah, I only took that with 4.3 seconds left, but knight at c2 was very important to find. If knight g5 and I recaptured with the bishop, bishop at g7 looked very dangerous because of king h5, rook at h6 takes. Also very sharp at the end, I had to step the king away from knight f7 to g6 first. If I take h5, rook at h6, king g4, pawn at f3, I think would be very dangerous. So, EO Guel, I can see you there in Chess TV. Let me just reset my windows on the other side. Sorry, first time mucking around with some of these settings, just bear with me. Okay, got it all set up now. Okay, e6 played. So here's a little slightly different setup. We've got h6 and king h7 played. I feel like the dark squares are going to get too weak too fast. Without thinking too much, I'm just going to get e5 in. Try to trade some pawns, try to make a dent in f6. These kinds of positions, even for some of us stronger players, can be very touch and go. It's a lot easier for white to play these. Certainly black can come out on top if played very precisely. But even now I'm just sacking a piece cold. And I'm getting the queen in hand, which is now very dangerous. Queen at h7 is a threat. If the king comes up, yeah, I can even place the queen on h7 just to prevent it from going back to h6 and claim that if black has no mate on me in a hurry, then I'll eventually clean up the king. So yeah, not too much calculation involved in this. This is purely just positional assessment. If bishop at d2 check, I can take the bishop. If bishop at f4, I'll have a bishop in hand for e3. So that's not very helpful for black. Yeah, I don't see the clean knockout blow here just yet, but I prefer to play white in this position over black. So, taken on e5. Looks pretty close to mate. Not quite though. Queen at h7 takes. King f5, king g5, knight e4, king f5. Can't actually box the king in immediately after that. I could potentially try recapturing. He's only got pawns and bishops in hand at the moment. I feel like I'm taking way too long for a move here. I am going to play this. And after king f5, just bishop d3. King f4 loses to queen h4. He has to play king f5. He shouldn't be thinking too much about this. And then the knight also covers d2, so the checks aren't easy to come in. So that's the correct move. He's got to. I'll play queen h6 to threaten queen g5, also threaten to capture the rook. If he plays bishop at f4, I can actually sack the queen. King takes, bishop at g3, king f5, and pawn at g4 mates. So if the king runs to e5, he's not doing that. He plays c3. I'm being resourceful here, just keeping a pawn in hand. This is really tough to defend against. But I think king e5 is necessary. Okay, he's defended this way. So this way I don't have a mate directly. I'm just going to not think about this, get some safety. His king should probably have to run back. And then I'll just take some pieces. I'll stay safe. I can keep my king safe in his. He can't run back, it's pretty tough. He's defended gallantly though. Oh dear. No, he got a lot of mileage out of this. Yeah, went right down to the wire in the end. Didn't feel I converted that convincingly. He actually defended incredibly well with his king on f5 nearly the whole match. I'll go for another e6 line. We'll see how we go. So I think I'm now at 3-1. And the channel's now noting Queen G5 was mate. Yes, it was. I missed that. That was an easy one. I think my brain was so focused on this bishop at f4 idea, I just completely missed that. So, as in Chess TV, that's right. Quite commonly, you'll see some strong players get so focused on all other elements of the position that they'll miss mate in one. And then quite commonly we'll have lots of people saying, "How could you miss that?" That's not unusual. Okay, knight g3 played, so he's taking quite a different setup this time. I'm going to look for an early space push on the king side. And I want to manage my time better this game. Yes, queen at g5 was mate. I'm gonna not hear the end of that one, I think. Even after stating queen g5 myself was the idea. That's quite poor. So yeah, I'm just waking up. Here's my juice plug for the morning. Those of you that saw the main event will have seen me drinking mango juice. Today it's apple and blackcurrant, and I know the brand this time. It's Golden Circle. So yeah, if you want me to plug your juice brand, let me know. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's keep it real. But I'm going to play h5 here, defend the g4 pawn. What it also does is it opens up this rook line to cover h5, which is often an entry point for a knight to come in to hit g7. So that's a little bit of a positional play here. He's decided to sack. He thinks there's some value in capturing g4. And now I can hit with rook h4. I don't want to play knight at f6 because he'll take the rook, and then he'll play rook at h8 and grab my knight. I think that's quite reasonable. In any case, he might be thinking of sacking. I'll play rook g5. I'm expecting a sack, yeah. And then rook at g8, knight at f8, pawn at h7, something like that to get the ball rolling. But in doing this, I want to see if I can get some initiative first. In a situation like this, it may even be worthwhile parting with the queen. I just have to see what resources I have after pawn at h7. I don't like it actually. So I will play king d7. And then, yeah, I'll part with the queen back. But what that does is it just prevents a pawn at h7 getting pinned here. It means he gets a queen in hand, but I also get a rook in hand. So I can cover the back rank much better. I have more pieces to attack with. It's just a little bit more dynamic with black. So while it seems counterintuitive to give away the queen and block with the knight, after pawn at h7 I just didn't have enough initiative going for me. Block this one with a queen because I want to hold on to this pawn on f7. If he checks again, I'm going to block with the rook. Okay. He's still going for his idea. Yeah, I've got to cover this. So he's gonna push me on the back rake as much as he can. I have to give the queen back, but now I've got knights covering the back as well. So this is all really sharp play. Really making use of all the pieces. Yeah, it's a good game from both sides here, in my opinion. But look, I've got a bit of safety going on. He's going to try to get in through G6, F7. I think I've got to be gutsy here and take it. And then claim he doesn't have enough after knight at h8. That's his only way in, knight at h8. Queen f7, I've got cover. If knight takes g6, I've got queen at e8. And I'll grab this knight. Rook f8 takes, king f7. We both got like 15 seconds left as a shot. Queen at e8, key move here. I'm feeling good about this position, just not good about the clock. Okay, I've solved most of my problems. I'm just going to try to stay safe on the back here. So he's only got a time. Attempt on time. He won't be given up easily though, I'll tell you that. Oh, I just got to tick that clock down. Alright, no, not a pretty way of doing it, but with so little time there, you just got to avoid losing on time yourself. No, I defended well enough there in very sharp positions, so he is pushing my defense very hard. Some people are saying I should add this under chess category. I'm trying to do it, but the website's not updating. I'm in the dashboard, and I've got chess as category. I hit update information, it doesn't go. I don't know if that's because I needed to do that up front before the stream began. Okay, try to catch up with the chat. Ishan 2008. This guy sucks at Crazyhouse. That's awesome. I'm gonna take any feedback on board, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's completely fine. Missing Queen G5 earlier certainly deserves that comment. I'm completely fine with that. Yeah, if anyone has a tip on how to understand, how to set the category, let me know. I just see it saying playing chess, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. Okay, let's get back to this. I think he's considering a queen sack here. I'm going to take him up on it, so I'll have to develop anyway. And I'll pick up this bishop later on. Matthias Jack. He says, I would crush this guy. Let me play this guy. A lot of hostility in the chat. Okay, let's grab this one. Okay, I've ignored the chat that's actually moving quite quickly. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's try to catch up on the chat through my channel. That's where most of it's coming through. I like Jack's comment in relation to that Queen G5 image. He said JannLee defended against himself. Aboz, he says, nice. Welcome to the Twitch streets, JannLee. I've been watching you on YouTube since the beginning, but I do love Twitch. Thanks, Aboz. Hoping this is a successful launch. People are saying Kramnik's made on one before. Someone else has said, watch out, chicken, he's on the juice now. It's very different playing Crazyhouse on a channel. It's good to have some interaction while you play. Okay, let's see if I should be ambitious here. No, I don't really like Queen at b3. He's made my Bishop c4 move look like not too much. I think I should just admit that that's not the right square for the bishop in retreat. Perhaps rook a2 is a better move instead of bishop. This is just basically trapping the bishop. Okay, now he's already defended though with his pawn. So, alright, gotta manage that clock. I will get back to the comments. I'm basically doing an attack on f6 here. I'm not really concerned about this rook. Trying to get in. Okay, looking for a knight now. And with him having 15 seconds and me 30, I've just got to try to keep my king safer than his. So f5 is the square I want the knight to come in, trying to distract his bishop. He's going to see all these angles, don't you worry about that. Still going for knight f5, but now I get to take a defender. He'll have to run up. Defending well. Okay. Now I put a string of wins together. Pretty happy with that so far. I'll continue with the e6 theme. Try to catch up with some chat. Go knight g6. One of the ideas here is just to play e6, knight g6, bishop e7. Importantly, you got to try to prevent this h4 push, because if white gets h4, h5 in, white gets all the space and knight g6 just looks silly. So the idea here is some kind of unusual setup. It avoids the e5 push. It's nothing fancy. It's just different and less known than some other lines. So okay. People are talking about stockfish in the channel, it seems. Let's see what looks good here. I've got d6 or d5. I think d5 makes sense. If he plays e5, I'll push f5 myself. Yeah, okay. So this position is unfamiliar to me. I'm just trying to navigate, trying to make some space on the light squares. Pawn at h6. I guess I'll capture and play pawn at g7. And then I might need to defend for the game again, but he'll have to sack a piece for a pawn to get in at least. Now, if he takes f5, you must capture with the rook here, guys. So knight f5, bishop f5, bishop takes, rook takes, allows bishop at e6, a fork. So yeah, he's being resourceful here. That's a nice move, pawn at h5. I'm going to ignore it. Expecting knight at e5. And then queen e8 is most accurate to defend, so I cover both c6 and g6. If I play pawn at h7, or if he's not using the knight, maybe I should take it. Rather than take the bishop, I'm just going to cover my dark squares first. I'd be pretty happy to remove this central pawn here. So yeah, there's at the level we're playing, I'm avoiding what would seem like the obvious moves that actually just help white, because that puts a pawn in his hand. I lose control of f3, he's still got strong control of h6 and f6. While he's only got knights in hand, I'm going this way. If he wants to take my pawn, I get to recapture, still put some pressure on f3. I'm still threatening the pawn on e5. So this is a bit of a positional move here. And it's covered by X-ray defense with the bishop as well. Okay. I'm just happy to secure this pawn, and now I've got a big pawn mess on the king side. I'm going to play a style, keep him out of e6. At my will, I can start pushing my own agenda. But now black's very safe for the rest of the game. I'm just going to roll him off the board with pawns. I don't even know if I want to open up the position this way. I think this is my preferred lean. Happy to grab a knight in hand. Another knight would be on b3. So just very positional play. Knight at e2 is too strong now. And he's just nowhere near the king. Yeah, happy with the way I'm playing at the moment. This is not all... The moves like knight at g4 aren't the obvious moves. Okay, 6-1. I'll play d4. I'll change up the openings a bit. Isaac Jack makes a comment, says, Chess TV chat high quality as usual. Yeah, in fact, I think the fans have come direct to my channel. So it's good to get some viewers on chess.com TV, but I feel like I'm being harassed there, which is completely fine. That's okay. You can harass me all you like. Yeah, let's cover c3. h6 is a good move here. So yeah, queen g6, knight e5 forces queen h7, so I expect the queen to go back. Yeah, I'll bring the knight in. So yeah, I mean, not thrilled with the opening play here. It's okay. I don't really have a huge weakness. Bishop d3 is a path to progress potentially. So yeah, nothing special out of this. Okay, f6, he allows knight g6. So the rook isn't that big a trophy to hold up. But, I think it's worthwhile. And then we've got to activate this bishop, try to get some play going. So I mean, black looks like he's got a couple of weaknesses here, but he's got all the resources to provide coverage. So this could be just a long, hard slog on the light squares. The queen's covering h5. He wouldn't want to take that because that helps my queen get active and control light squares. I'm just expecting another defense with the bishop again. And there comes a point when sometimes you need to switch. If bishop at f7, I was actually going to take f6. I think he's seen that. Yeah, I was going to say there's a point when you actually switch and you figure you distract your opponent by attacking one color of squares, and then you really need to switch gears and attack an opposite color. So if you did play bishop at f7, I was going to play knight f6 takes, maybe pawn at h5, try to create some dark square weaknesses as well. But at the moment, I've basically traded off his two bishops, so it's not as easy to control the light squares. And I'm looking to sack to get in now. So if bishop at f5, I'm going to take it. Or possibly play bishop at g6 first. There's some options. It's probably not even that hugely beneficial to me. Wow, knight at h3, what's going on here? Just feels like I can capture that, unless I've missed something. Either he's missed something or I've missed something, because this knight covers f4, this knight covers f3. Yeah, I'll part with that, that's okay. Yeah, I don't know if he saw a ghost there. It looks like knight at h3 just... Unless this was his plan, but... yeah, I've got bishop d5. I'm just going to cover the pieces. Cover the king. Rather than recapture here, I'm going to take the opportunity to hit his queen. No, I should go for him. Yeah, let's grab a pawn. Let's go for pawn h7, knight at f7. This is pretty solid. I'll have queen at g6 at the end of this. Nearly have a nice finish with knight g6. I'll just go this way. So again, you can see a similar theme. I've just got nothing to worry about in my quadrant. I'm just going after his. So let's keep up with the pace though. Queen e7, queen g7. I was expecting more resistance from Chicken today, but I seem to be doing very well in the 3-0. We'll see how it goes with the change in time controls as well. I mean, that actually counts for a lot. Chicken is very strong in the finish. So, yeah, I'm not complaining though. I've got 7 wins to 1 loss so far. E5, H4. It'll be interesting to see if he plays H4 here. We'll be seeing how well aligned we are in our thinking. If he plays H4, I'll play D6, H5, Knight F4, Bishop F4 takes, and then this pawn is covering the normal entry square of H5, this bishop covers F5. Then he can play H6, and then from there we have a game. Otherwise he might just develop normally and we'll get castles in. Play D6. I want to give some coverage to this pawn. So he's not gone for the H4 idea. I have a feeling maybe he was contemplating it. So yeah, quite versatile this opening. I will castle at some stage, but I feel like he's putting all his pieces there, getting ready. So I might bring this knight over first before I castle into the storm. Okay, here we go. I feel like Chicken's been the first to strike in most games, and I've had to defend quite accurately to produce a result. So here I want to play knight h5, knight f4. It's all quite slow and steady stuff. And the idea is simply to make this bishop look silly on b5. It just looks misplaced. The Ghost of Banquo's asked, where's the Chess TV chat? If you go to chess.com/TV, they are also providing a feed to the same game. Okay, here's where I want to come in. Do I want to pawn for h3? Or do I just proceed sensibly with knight at f4? Takes. Knight at f4 just looks sensible. Right, knight h4 is better actually. That threatens knight at f3. So I'm happy. I mean, black's placed in the right spot here. A couple moves spent on the center. Bishop's firing in the right direction. Knight's on the right side of the board. King on h7, but not getting hit immediately. Moving the knight on g6 also prevents pawn at f5 from coming with tempo. So f3 played. Knight g2 looks attractive. I feel I don't have all the pieces in hand that I require just yet. Again, I'm taking far too long for a position like this. Alright, knight g2 looks natural. This just blocks off this diagonal. And rather than going for checks, I'm going to try to hone in on this weakness here and also threaten to come in on h3. Okay, now pawn at h3 is looking really dangerous, so I'm going to try to trade a pawn straight away. He's defending here, he'll get a check out of that. Play e4. Let's be aggressive, e4. I can't see all of this is sound, this is all instinctive. So I'm looking at bishop e4, knight takes. Maybe even f5 is sharper there. Oh, this looks mighty dangerous for white. Pawn at f3 or f3? He's defending a bit too dangerously, because if knight f3, bishop h3 mates, I think he's mated here. He's missed f3. f3's mate. I've got pawn at g2 and knight f3, so I'm seeing all the key strokes here. Very happy with my play this morning. So I've taken it 8-1 so far. So we've got one more match of 3-0, and then we'll be switching to 1+1. So that game was just a nice example of some just positional play, just cruising in without sacrificing material. Pawn at d5, interesting here. I've never played this, or maybe I've played it but I don't know, but this looks unfamiliar to me. I'm hitting f7 and ignoring this. If pawn at d5 though, I'll probably play knight d5, knight takes, and either queen f3 or knight takes f7. And I'll just try to get really direct really fast. No, in fact, if pawn at d5, knight d5, knight d5, knight f7 preference. So he's probably seen that, he's avoiding it. And the point of this is just that I got to develop my bishop before playing knight e2, so that knight e2 doesn't lock in the bishop. Also, the pawn on e6 blocks his own bishop, so that's the slight return. Now, if I play knight f3, he gets e5, and he starts taking space. So should f4 be played? I think f4 is giving too much weaknesses. Alternatively, I can take this and knight. No, I'm going to have to allow e5. That's okay. d3, cover off e4, and then look at bishop g4, knight g3 castles. But yeah, black's doing all right out of this opening for a French. He's gained some space. So let's get the king castled. Avoids any bishop b4 tricks. Krosky says, so when is Crazyhouse boxing going to become a thing? Let's get JannLee in the ring. Yeah, not too keen on having my head boxed in actually. Yeah, don't know what stand up to the name that JannLee is. JannLee is actually the name of a fighting character from a game called Dead or Alive. He's a Jeet Kune Do martial arts character, and can't say I would live up to the same moves that he's capable of in those video games. Basically a follow-up on Bruce Lee. Okay, bishop h4 or capture the knight. I think it's worthwhile actually. I'm gonna take this. If queen g6, I'll take d6. Not concerned about bishop h3 because of knight at e7. So knight d6, you'd have to recapture with the queen. And then I'd have some tempo to get the ball moving. So yeah, I do want to take this bishop at some stage. I might in fact start here and hit with bishop at h4. Got to use these bishops effectively to hit from range. When I play pawn at g6, I'd prefer him not to have a bishop in hand because that'll make it easier for me to come in. It works good, he says. JannLee, did the match against Stockfish help you become stronger? Don't know actually. I mean, I don't feel it has. Certainly in the past, there's been other engines that have challenged the humans, and I do feel like I've had to improve to take them on. On this occasion, I feel I haven't really made progress against the engine, so I don't really think I'm improving against it just yet. Okay, so chicken sacrifice the rook for a pawn to get some activity. I think that's quite reasonable. Just going to keep some pressure on the light squares. Yeah, no, I've got a score to settle with Stockfish. I haven't yet figured that one out. Okay, he's found a way to get some safety here. That looks like a counterintuitive move. I'm basically trying to put some kingside pressure on and even encourage him to take this rook, because I'll get more inroads on the light squares as a result. So time ticking down again. Alright, let's go nuts. Just going to cover knight at f4. And I want a knight for g6 now. Oh, you should have just taken that bishop. Okay, so we've gone past the 3-0 section, so I took that 9-1 very convincingly. Let's create a new match. Going to change it up to 1+1. 1-1, not 31-1. How about 1-1? That'll be better. Okay, 1-1. Okay. The Music Dan, he says, in fairness to JannLee, Stockfish just won the Crazyhouse Computer World Championship. Right. Okay. Alright, Chickencrossroad just said, nice, you're on your game today. I'm going to take a short break before the 1-1. 3 minutes. So we're just going to have a break here. I'm going to take a sip. Golden Circle, apple and blackcurrant juice. Contact me if you want me to plug your juice. Wow, 150 viewers now on Twitch. Thanks so much for the support, guys. And it's not supporting me really. I mean, I've been trying to do my bit for the game this year. Crazyhouse wasn't really on the map in 2015, or for the 15 years before that, which I've enjoyed the game for. So I've played the game a long time. I'm aged 31. Kind of got onto the internet about 15 and started playing this a long time ago. Yeah, it's had a huge year. Really appreciate the support from chess.com in arranging the Crazyhouse Championship event. I mean, it's been unprecedented that we've had a $2,000 prize pool open available to the public. It's just raised the profile of the game so much. I mean, there's some GMs that are playing the game. If you look at the other variants, they're probably not seen as much hype as Crazyhouse has recently on the chess sites. I think chess.com is talking about supporting Bughouse as well. That would be phenomenal. Saucy saying John plays Crazyhouse close to its human limits. Crazyhouse is fairly simple and forced game. Yeah. Some see it simple, some see it complex. Jiggernaut says JannLee is juicing. We need anti-doping measures in Crazyhouse now. I don't think sugar is doping really. Yeah, there's some chat. I find it funny. People were comparing me to Carlson, and people were saying, "What if Carlson played Crazyhouse? Could he pick it up?" Yeah, guys, of course he could. I mean, the guys playing chess at the moment at the highest level are playing so competitively. Crazyhouse probably only really touches on the tactical aspects of chess. Sure, there's some different technique. There's some different ideas with pieces coming on the board. Material balance is very different, but yeah, if some of these top guys really focused on the game, of course they play it well. I find it crazy that people are comparing me to Carlson. He's just such a genius. I'm a big fan of Carlson just because maybe it's sympathy or empathy. I mean, the way he seems to play is he's not all hardline theory. He tries to find a balanced opening, or even some situations take a slight disadvantage, and then he'll try to play chess over the board. Actually win the game from a balanced position by outplaying his opponent, and he'll just grind. And quite similarly, I mean, that's why I pretty much stopped chess, because there's so much theory involved. Here you can make up a new opening in the first few moves, and it's all just about raw talent. That's what I love about this game. The tactical elements are great. So anyway, I feel embarrassed talking about Carlson here. I'm not trying to make comparisons to him or put myself in the same line as him. I'm very humbled by that people are talking that way. Okay. Swagmaster OFC is I think he wants to give me a challenge. He seems quite serious about it. Yeah, I did a Simon event as well just recently. So yeah, we should do that again. We'll just try it again. We'll do 20 plus 20 is the time control. And then I'll try to take on 20 boards. But alright, we're about to get underway here again. So 10 matches of 1 plus 1. Here we go. NJHA714 says, does JannLee have a FIDE title? No, I don't have a FIDE title. One thing interesting, guys, you won't believe this, but my name is Justin Tan, and there are actually 2 Justin Tans from Australia that play chess. The other Justin Tan is a fair bit younger than myself, and he's already an IM. I'm not that IM. I never made a title. So I probably made it to about 2250 in FIDE, so didn't make FM. But yeah, there was a little bit of confusion when the announcement was made on the winners on chess.com for the Crazyhouse Championship. There's actually 2 of us, and I'm not the IM, so I thought I'd just say that while I remember it. I'm now a family man, so unless my daughter wants to pick up chess, I probably won't be going back to the over-the-board circuit for a while. Okay, coming in with knight at h5 here. I can't defend with rook g8. Push the knight back to try to redevelop. There's a pawn hanging on g4. He gets a lot of action on the dark squares though. Yeah, I don't like this. I'll head down this path anyway. I was a bigger fan of him playing knight e7 first to make me recapture with the knight while his rook is defending. This way I get to put the queen on e7, which helps f6 being defended. So I think knight e7 was a bit of an opportunity missed there. It's quite a fine point. Having said that, there's still plenty of initiative that black has in this position, so it's not that black is bad or worse. It's just another idea. Okay, I'm running low on time now. F6 helps cover. I may comment less with the shorter time control. I'm just kind of forgetting where I am. This doesn't feel easy to hold. Quite concerned about my king safety here. So rook at g7 possible, but then he doesn't really have enough pieces to get in. So we'll go with that. Queen d6 though. I think he should have taken the knight first. Yeah. I'm in some trouble here, guys. Trying to get myself safe. I'm making some progress on the safety front. Rook at h1 was more accurate. I'll take it this time. Okay, I've got him. Yeah, it's finding the moves today. I had to defend very accurately there and counter-attack, but came up with the goods. Okay, let's play bishop b2 instead of a bishop c4. Okay. Yeah, there's some chat in the Chess TV comment. Nimzo Malaysian is having an argument with Saucy. I think they're arguing whether there can be a player better than me. Oh, of course they can. I'm saying it myself. The game is still so young. It's only just getting some public notice. Only a few GMs are starting to play it. Sure, they didn't put up a great showing at the Crazyhouse Championship event, but they haven't played the game that long either. So yeah, there's still so much room for the game to grow. Okay. I'm getting hit on f5. This is a funny position where white seems really safe, but it's just getting hit. I've got something nifty here. I'm playing and talking like this is a much longer match. Okay. Just losing some material here. Let's see if I can find some compensation. I'm looking at h6. No, I'll take with the bishop, I think. No, not liking this now. Alright, I've got to hustle. With the increment, there's no flagging your opponent. Actually got to find the moves. Okay, I've got play now. This looks like I should wrap it up. Oh, what is that? Just crap, dropping that. Okay, finally converting, but yeah, not very clean at the end there. I'll take it anyway I can get. So leading 2-0 in this series. Okay, we've got a d4. Let's try d4, d5. Fianchetto. Okay, I'll play against it. That's a nice move. Knight at b5, knight at a5. Because if I play rook b8, he gets knight b5, and I'm dropping material all of a sudden. How do we address this? Alright, we'll play rook b8. I'm going to attempt to cover up my queen side so I don't lose material here. Okay, let's just cover this. I'm way down on time now though. Trying to find an accurate move in the opening. So it is king on h2 now. I'm going to try to make something on the dark squares. So yeah, a little bit different playing with increment. I mean, you don't have to be as concerned about the flag as long as your position is doing well. Yeah, I'll grab this. Let's make some inroads. Bishop at e4. I'm just focusing on f3 and e4, h3. Just light squares, light squares, light squares now. So yeah, you saw I was talking about dark squares, but I'm seeing an opportunity to switch gears. And putting a pawn on here is making some progress. And my plan is all the captures and knight f6 becomes relevant. I just had to ensure that my knight on g5 was defended. Now I hit h3. That's hard to defend now. Alright, the attack is on. Just brute force, push hard in here now. I've got all the pieces on the king side. Just got to try to convert cleanly. Alright, let's keep it sharp. Rather than just capture h3. Make it more painful. Yeah, I see, mate. Let's keep going. Alright, let's mix it up. We'll get the knight f3 in. Play something a bit offbeat. No, knight at e5, I prefer. Alright, my role here is I'm just going to try to control e5 and not let black control e4. So this is not about f7 yet. I don't have the resources to take black on. I just want to play knight d2 to support knight on f3. Yeah, if he wants to play bishop at c3, that's okay. Get out of the way of this pin. And yeah, which way now? He's done well in the opening. I don't mind if he catches that rook. Just support e5 this way. This knight was under attack. The only reason why I hesitated is sometimes the pawn's good to defend f4, but I'm here trying to control both of these key squares. So h3 just gives a bit more to the light squares. Well, we play knight g4. I think f5 is good for him after that. Just relieve ourselves with knight at f4. Just want to release the pin and then try to make these bishops look silly. So quite positional the games today. Board's all locked up. I'm just going to progress slowly here. Get the rook to d1. Okay, f6 is now playable. Oh no, it's not. e6 is still covered. So yeah, don't mind progressing slowly. Okay, here we go. This is coming off. Let's get in. And now I've got my king well prepared. Yeah, just a lot of pressure. Was just going to continue building on his king that time. I'm going to stick with this e6 knight e7 line because we seem to get lots of different positions out of it. e4 e5 is normally most common and then just gets taken up. Yeah, exploring with this line, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I find what sometimes happens is just when I find a new line that I like, sometimes people start taking it up, then it'll get exhausted again, and then we've got to try to find another new line. So hopefully this doesn't get explored too quickly. Pawn at g4 looks a bit ambitious, doesn't it? Okay, how do we make progress here? Pawn at g4, knight d2, h5, h3. No, we'll go. Spending way too much time in the opening. Yeah, strategically not so comfortable this game. I think knight g4 is actually reasonable for white here. Okay. I'm dropping some material. Let's get drastic. I need to try to hold on to this G4 pawn. If that falls, then it's all over. There's no compensation. Yeah, this rook's hanging. I'm just trying to cover it. Not thrilled with my position at all. I could even be mated here. I think I'm going to drop this game, guys. Yeah, knight at f6. That's mating. Rook e8. Nice finish. Alright, I had to lose a game sooner or later. I took far too long in the opening in that case. Oh, that pawn was meant to go to d4, actually. I'll just state that to the viewers. I'll have to improvise with this now. Okay, John Lee Fanboy 962 says, "Hey John, hope you will gain more viewers through Twitch. Will you still upload completed streams to YouTube?" Yes, absolutely. My machine is also recording this stream locally, so I will be uploading this to YouTube afterwards. I'll definitely be doing that. Okay, let's see if we got any tactics here. Try to open up, try to exploit this queen on f6. I want my knight to come into d5 or e4, one of those two, and I have to make it happen quickly before h3 becomes a weakness that can be exploited. Okay, let's see. I want to undermine e6 ultimately. I'm spending too much time again. Don't need to spend that long here. Queen e7, I'm going to play pawn at f6 and bishop at g7, I think. But maybe I should play h3. Oh no, I'm happy with this. If he's going this way, I'll try to hit him on d5. Just want to get his queen off the second rank first. Although he could just ignore it. This isn't good. This isn't good. I don't like pawn at e2 at all. I'm gonna chicken out, and funny I should say that, playing against Chickencrossroad, so I'm gonna chicken out. Yuck, I'm just way down on material now. This is not really competitive, guys. I've really misplayed this. I mean, he's only got a couple seconds left, but this is like really dangerous territory. I wouldn't be too concerned about his clock. He's very good on the clock. I'm trying to stay safe and attack at the same time. Queen f2 is going to be devastating. I think he should have gone queen f2. Yes, he has a mate. Queen at h3 is mating. He hasn't seen it yet. I've got to dodge some bullets here if I'm going to live. Oh, no, he's crumbling now. I think he missed a mate opportunity. Okay, the checks are now in my favour. I was gonna, no, he had a really nice finish. Yeah, this is all over. Um, I'm just going to show the mate so the viewers can see it. Back here, this is really sharp, but queen at h3 check is the move. If bishop takes h3, knight g4 is a double check. King g1, queen f2, king h1, queen h2. If queen at h3 check, I'm just talking with chicken as well. Queen at h3 check, king g1, then queen h1 check, bishop takes h1, knight h3 check, king f1, queen f2 mates. So yeah, Chicken's saying yeah, it was a nice one, but he completely missed it. Okay, we'll get back to it again. How to rematch. Okay, what's the scoreline? We're now sitting at looks like 5-1 in this section. Okay, he picked a game off me in this line, so I'm gonna have to try to innovate and do something different. So this is a new position to me. I'm tempted to play f6. It looks really dicey. Pawn at e5 is coming. Maybe h6. Yeah, we'll go with h6. I think pawn at e5 is still a good move. He's not played it. I have e4 to move to. He can play knight f4, try to get in on h5. Yeah, again, spending way too long on the opening. We'll castle into the storm. So I think he's choosing to keep his pawn in hand as a resource for future. I'm going to defend with pawn at h7, so this rook file is kept open. That'll be useful. Okay, we've got a game here. Let's maybe knight takes is better. We'll take with the knight. Don't mind parting with the knight here if I have to. Let's try to get some material back. I just want to liquidate this diagonal threat. I've dropped a bit of material for that. We'll accept it. On a good way in now. Alright, this is how Crazyhouse should be played. Both of us just gonna have to play well. See, bishop at g4. Oh wow, he's coming now. What's going on here? I only have a queen to attack with, that's my problem. Okay, I might have mate now. There we go. Rook at h2 finish. It's good hustling. Okay, knight f3, we'll give this another go. I find the key here is just getting chicken into some unfamiliar territory early. Gives myself some opportunities, but I am really surprised by the scoreline here. Okay, I want to get g6. Just allowing it. With the bishop or the knight? With the knight, I think. Knight at h4, I'm just going to back off. So here I'm not looking to blow up the opposing king. I'm more looking to progress slowly, keep some advantage with some light square weaknesses. And so with this knight coming here, my eye's drawn to queen h5. So I'm trying to make the trades happen to activate the queen. Pawn at g5 is threatening taking on h6. He's resorted to something quite drastic here actually. Looks like there should be a sharp move here. What, h7 or f7? This looks too big to hold for black because I'm now taking the rook and rook at g8 is coming. He has to take with the bishop. There's the finish. Yeah, here it is. d4. I'll go d5 again. Queen's Gambit. I'll accept your Queen's Gambit. Now, after e4, pawn at d3 might look attractive, but I think there's a problem after queen a4 check. You'll just end up losing 2 pawns for 1. Where I'm focusing on is c2 immediately, preventing e4. Okay. He's got to be careful of knight at c2 here, but I've got to be careful of bishop f7. I think he's safe. I think we'll have to let it go. If that's too dangerous, I'm going to avoid that. Because after takes 95, he draws my king up into the center, and regardless of the material I'm winning, I think it's too dangerous. So d5 would really open things up. I've got to be careful here. Yeah, I'm not claiming any advantage on attack here. I think it's probably not helping black all that much. I'm going to be defending again for most of this game, it feels like. Okay. All I'm doing is just trying to stay solid. He may have some big sack where he can get in on e5. Here it comes. There's a bishop at e8 check, which is going to be nasty. Oh yuck! It's really nasty. I think I have to play king e7. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I didn't even notice his time was going. I defended very accurately there. If I played f takes e5 or knight takes e5, that he would recapture on e5 and play after fe. He's got bishop at e8 check, queen e8, bishop e8, king e8, and then rook at d8, king f7, queen at e8, king g8. Queen takes f8 would have been mating me, so I had to avoid the diagonals opening up in an awkward fashion. Sorry, I prefer to actually move the pieces on the board, but I just called out the line I saw in my head. Okay, the debate's going on about super GMs and if he, they'd be able to take me. Oh, I find the whole thing a little bit amusing. I'm sure if the super GM really played as much as I did, they're so talented. So look, Levon Aronian, so he's actually played some Bughouse in prior years, and he was right up there. I've heard he's very good at 960 as well. He can just adapt and understand some of the positions. So sure, when he started out playing, he wasn't hot flash, but yeah, I mean, it didn't take him that long to get some key concepts. He's just a lovely guy as well, so I had the pleasure of meeting him once when he was visiting Sydney, and he bought me a drink along with one of the other Bughouse players, Bugzilla. Very chill guy. For someone of his status, he's very approachable. Okay, we're down to some low time here, but I'm trying to find the right moves. I'm trying to threaten mate on the back rank, which he should try to avoid. Can't take my queen because rook f8 takes rook at g8. I'm trying to grab a knight because that would help me attack. He wants to trade queens, I'll do it. Okay, I get knight f7 in. Rook coming. Now g7 on it. Oh, but my queen's hanging. Have I got enough to mate him with? Oh, well now. I mismade somewhere. Yeah, I've got my king covered. Plenty of pieces. Alright. Yeah, no, I was saying, oh wait, we should stop. Okay, I forgot, we're meant to switch to 1-0 here. We've played 10 matches. Yeah, no, I was saying Levon played a lot of Bughouse, played at high level. Not as much Crazyhouse. I was, I think, a little bit better than him at Crazyhouse, but yeah, if he was to play more of that. Alright, so Chicken's just asked for we'll just do 5 matches of 1-0 and then we'll call it a match. So yeah, I mean, I've taken both legs 9-1, the first and second time controls. Alright, let's go for a queen trade early. So yeah, 5 more matches of 1-0, guys. Okay, queen at c3, I've got bishop b4. He's seen that. Yeah, the knight's covered nicely by the bishop. It's funny, I mean, my king's displaced, so, you know, in regular chess you don't have the right to castle anymore, but here in Crazyhouse there's defensive resources where you can bring your pieces straight to your king. So the yeah, it's a little bit different here. You can afford to do some unusual looking moves like this. Yeah, I'll just be sensible. I'll just take some material. Oh, bishop g5 coming. I can't play pawn at c2. Alright, it'll have to be pawn at d5. That's most accurate. Yeah, okay. I can hit here. I'm getting off that file. Okay, this is a 1-0 game, guys, so got a motor. I forget where I am. I don't think Chicken switched gears yet to the 1 minute time control. I'm trying to get in on F1. Okay, 4 more matches. I'm adopting this knight e2 setup so I can have f3 later. It's often nice to parry this bishop diagonal. Because he hasn't gone for it though, I'm going to play f4 instead to give e5 some coverage. Alright, so I'm losing a bishop here. I'll have to let that go, seek some compensation on the dark squares. So rook c6, knight at c7, looking to quickly take advantage of this before he can claim his upper piece for a pawn. Knight b8, nice move. I'm actually going to leave it then. So with his king in the center, there's a big central pawn mess here. I want to try to undermine that. Is there a sharp move? Yeah, I think I see knight at c7 is going to be quite strong. Pawn at e7 is coming. Oh, bishop g5 is probably better. That's okay. This is also very strong. But you can see how quickly that's turned here just by opening up a few lines on C and F files. It's all headed south fairly quickly for black. Knight at e6. Rook at e8 to finish. Knight e6 and mates. How many left? 3 matches left. Alright, let's do a perk setup. I think Chicken's actually pretty well equipped to take this opening on. So he's played this a fair bit against me today, so I'm going to take the black side of this and see how I go. So just seeking some natural development here. I want to reroute this knight to f5 so it's covering h6. I think that's important in this position. So if I can develop this bishop first, I'll do that. So all the pieces are hitting d4. 2 knights, a bishop here, and then a bishop pinned. He's moved it. Oh, pardon me. I'll take the bishop, so it becomes a threat. Pawn on h2 is quite dangerous. I think he might have to sack the queen and then try to attack somehow. But he doesn't have the right pieces to attack. He needs a rook or a queen. I'm just happy to grab g5 because that keeps me safe for the game. Okay, going a bit too slow now. Okay, last couple matches. Let's do something a bit different. Alright, let's focus on e5, castle. Now he's going to open up. Queen g2 is no good as a sack. There won't be enough compensation there. Bishop f6 just looks so strong here. I'll delay. I think the queen's trapped. Queen h6, pawn at g5. It's found a way out. Bishop f6 was much better. I had knight at h6 to follow. That's an opportunity missed. Well, we'll go this way. So he can't take the knight because of knight at e7. Still can't take the knight because of the same threat. Got a bishop here also covering my knight, in fact. So I've got two methods of defense. The knight at f6 is now threatening to win the queen. Taking too long though. Let's try not to lose on time. Bishop h7, very dangerous. Picking up queen at g7. Okay, last match, guys. Wow, 187 viewers. Are you serious? Wow. Thanks for supporting Crazyhouse, guys. This is a really nice way to finish the year. I'll tell you, when I used to play on another site, the most viewers you would get watching a match would be 20 at most. That wasn't through stream. It was, yeah, that's all you'd get. You just get 20. So to have 183 viewers, that's sensational. The game's just come so far this year. Really happy about it. Okay, I'm gonna get hit on this diagonal. I've got to get out of the way. Bishop at h4, or block it with f6. We'll make things a bit sharp. Sack a piece for 2 pawns. Get some pressure on d4. Yeah, that's a tough move to handle. Alright, take it head on. Knight f3 or not. I think bishop g7 is still right here. I'm going to stop knight at f6 from happening. But now knight c2 is a threat if he takes here. I just feel it's a stronger play. Now the king can run. Queen at d1 is a big mate threat. They're very sharp there. If I don't do this and he get knight f6 instead, say I didn't play pawn at e7, he'd get knight at f6, king d8, pawn at e7 takes, knight d5, he wins a queen, he gets all the checks. This way I've got a mate on d1, which hasn't really helped me. I'm still in big trouble here. Dance, queen. Yeah, I'm just going on time. Amazing finish. He took me in the end. I thought I had it, but he found a nice resource. I missed that bishop d2 was a double defense on d1, and then I had to think again. So yeah, glad he picked up another game, but I'm surprised by the scoreline. That it was 22-3. I don't know if Chicken was on his best game. He says too strong with a smiley face. So yeah, we're gonna call it a match there. We're not playing 10 of 1+0. I think Chicken's had enough. He said let's just play 5 matches. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry I've not kept up with the chat. I mean, I was trying to do more of that in 3.0 with the shorter time controls. I've had to focus more on the game. But yeah, look, happy with the way I played there. So I'm going to close off the stream. Look out for the next event. I mean, I think where we'll go from here, I'll probably put up another simul event next. So I'll post through the regular avenues. I'll post through YouTube, so you have a bit of a heads up on when that's coming on. Pretty much, yeah, it depends on family time and what I have available. But yeah, we'll be going 20 boards, 20 minutes, 20 seconds increment. First 20 in, get to play. That's basically how it'll go. So look out for that one. Really hope you've enjoyed the stream. Fantastic to get so many viewers, 180 on this. Follow the channel, subscribe to YouTube. Most importantly, have a great new year. If you're with family, if you're with friends, bring it in style. Really happy with how Crazyhouse has gone this year. It's been phenomenal. We'll be back for more in 2017. I'll be continuing to support the game like I have, doing more on Twitch. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.